It's exactly 11 o'clock, and welcome to our second Property Finder webinar, where we share our data to help you navigate through the COVID-19 situation. My name is Ari. For those of you who don't know me, I'm relatively new to the company, and I've been in for 3 months. I am the president of the Property Finder group. And before Property Finder, I was at Facebook, where I was leading the region, and before that, I was at Google. Now, like last week, welcome to my home. As per the guidance, we're all working from home. And also, like last week, the kids are at home. So if a boy or two runs into the room, you know exactly why. And also, once again this week, for the mothers out there, I want to share how much more respect I have for moms at this time, especially the working mothers. Now, first, for a recap, why are we doing this webinar? First, the coronavirus situation is affecting the economy, and we're all in this together. We want to be great partners to you, and our business thrives only if your business does well. So in any crisis situation, lack of visibility and not being able to see what's going on is a big problem, and we have a lot of data. We also have amazing data scientists, so we will share some insights with you today. I myself have started my technology career as an analyst at Google 15 years ago, so I have some experience in data and insights. Now, similar to last week, what we will do is we'll start with a presentation, and I will start by sharing the COVID-19 data. And then I'll jump into an update on the impact that we see on UAE real estate market. So we give you some insights that you can take actions on. And then I'll share quickly some new products that we have launched to help you operating in these conditions. And then at the end, we're going to do two things. One, we have given you all access to our Data Finder platform, which has a lot more insights than what I am going to share with you today. If you haven't started your free access, talk to your account manager just after this call. It is available for every active client of Property Finder, because we want to be your best partners. And today, we're also going to do a demo of Data Finder for you, so that you know what sort of information you can use, you can access, and how you can use it. And like last week, we're going to have question and answers at the end of the webinar. And after the webinar, we'll also send you an email asking you for your feedback, so that we can make this even better for the next one. Now, together with me, like last week, I have Lynette Abad, who is the Director of Research and Data. And we also have Stuart Shepley, who is our Director of New Homes. And Stuart is also running our coronavirus approach at the moment. We also have other team members behind the scenes, so that you have a smooth experience today. Now, before I jump into data, I want to thank you for completing this short survey that we sent you after the webinar. Now, and the answers that you gave are on the right. We had more than 50 answers, which was amazing. And 70% of you found the content very beneficial. 90% thought we met or exceeded expectations, and 100%, literally everyone who filled the survey, wanted more webinars. So here we are in front of you. You also gave us other feedback, and reacted very fast. You said, hey, your insights are great, but we need financial support as well. And we gave everyone the offer that you see on the left, which is 33% discount on your existing packages for the months of April and May, with absolutely no changes to your package content. Plus, as we already shared, you have 1 month free access to Data Finder, so that you can navigate this crisis easier. But I want to be also, before I go forward, I want to be very transparent with everyone that this came at a big cost to Property Finder. Please do not think that we're in any different situation than you are. It is an economic crisis, and the economic crisis is affecting really everyone. Now, in our case, to make this offer available to you, we did important sacrifices. One, we immediately closed 2 of our international operations. So we're no longer going to operate in Lebanon and Morocco. And also we had immediate pay cuts to all our staff. And this is how much we care about you. This is how much we care about your success. And again, we're not any different than you in this situation. So there's one thing that will cost you nothing, but will make someone very happy, and that is to send a thank you message to your account manager, because literally every single person that you spoke to at Property Finder had a salary decrease in order for us to make this offer available for you. Now, we're thinking of even more support for you, but that will require even further sacrifices from us. So we'll have to talk to our teams before we can action on that. And we will let you know as soon as we're ready. Please know that we're doing every single sacrifice that we have to in order to support your business. Now, let's start with the COVID-19 status update. So on the top, you see the number of COVID-19 cases globally. As you can see, there are sharp increases. And also on the bottom chart, you see the number of COVID-19, the official COVID-19 cases in the UAE since last we spoke. Now, we will soon have more than 700,000 cases globally. While some countries stabilized, others are facing serious challenges like Europe and the US, which will obviously impact the global economic recovery. In the UAE, the numbers have increased fast, although from a very low base that there was in the UAE. Now, an important set of numbers to look at are how many cases of COVID-19 are there per 1 million population, okay? And so these are the numbers that you see. As you see, Spain, Switzerland, and Italy are quite high. They have all around 1,600, 1,700 cases per 1 million inhabitants. And as you look at the UAE on the right side, there are 62 cases per 1 million inhabitants. So it is obviously the government is taking very drastic actions, as you can see on the left side. So there's the curfews and sanitization of the streets, fines in case of curfew violation, and they launched the drive-through testing centers, and they did a few other things for SMEs, and especially on the real estate side as well. I personally think the UAE government is doing an excellent job in managing the situation, and they're following all the best practices that we see around the world. And like what we discussed last week, the more decisive the actions, the faster the start of the recovery will be. And as you know, 2 weeks is an important time frame in this situation, and the major actions started last week. But as always, there are many factors, and I can't emphasize this enough. It's impossible to forecast the future now. All we have is current data, and we will continue to share the current data with you. Now, let's look at some real estate data specifically. And we have the best data on UAE real estate markets, and I'm now going to share that with you. I will show you first an update on the data that you saw last week. Then we will show you some new data and what kind of actions it suggests, because we want to help you manage your business well during this time, as well as in the future. Okay, so, and then data will lead to insights that will lead to your actions, so that you can take the best business decisions around this time. The chart on the left is the weekly comparison of the sales leads year over year. If you see a bar that is above 0, it means that on that specific week, there were more leads than what happened in the same week last year. And if you see a number that is below 0, it means there were less leads that happened that week compared to last year. Now, it is important to see that obviously March was impacted, but it's really last week that we started to feel a material impact. And remember that we compare last week this year to the same week last year. This is because there could be what is called a seasonality effect in numbers. For example, the best known example of seasonality effect is in the week of December 24 to 30, there will be lower leads than the week of December 17 to 23rd as expat families start taking time off. Okay, now, so therefore, it's important not to compare the week to the week before, but to the same week last year. Okay, so that's why we're looking at the week last year. Now, on the right side, you see the chart of the sales transaction volumes in Dubai in 2020. Now, this is the trend. So there are the actual number of transactions that happened in Dubai. And there's also a decrease, but to a lesser extent than leads. That is probably because there is a lag between leads and transactions, and usually it's a 45-day cycle. So some of these transactions that we are seeing likely started earlier. Now, however, on the total this year, year to date, 2020 is 14% higher than year to date 2019. Again, comparing the same period of 2020 so far to the same period of 2019. Now, March 2020 is down 8% against March 2019. Now, sales have not completely stopped. There were more than 500 sales transactions last week. And a key insight here, and this is a big insight that our data scientists found, the number of mortgage registrations was up 38% last week compared to the same week last year. This likely means a good number of people are preparing to take action in the coming weeks, and we'll continue to share that with you. I repeat, there were 38% higher mortgage registrations this year compared to last year. Now, rental has a very similar picture with leads decreasing overall. And the chart on the right is the trend. The chart on the left is, again, the same chart that I've shared on the sales side. So these are the comparisons of leads to the same week last year. What it means is if it's above 0, it means there were more leads that we provided to you that same week compared to 2019. And if it's below 0, it means that there are less leads that we provided to you during 2020 compared to 2019. Now, the chart on the right is the weekly rental leads by price point, and this is something new that we're sharing, and because it's important to look at the different price points. As you can see, there are decreases in leads in almost all categories. The one area that is least affected is the higher price category. I repeat, the one area where there are least amount of impact in rentals is the higher price category. So if you're focusing on rentals, this is an area where you can continue to generate business even during this time. Now, and then after this, I want to show you a new piece of information. And these are the number of listings and the listing views that we had at Property Finder. Now, the chart on the left is how many listings we have over the past 4 weeks. And as you can see, while there are the lighter blue is sales and the darker blue are rentals. And as you can see, there are slight decreases in number of listings, but this is not too strong. So the number of listings are quite stable, but the listing impressions, obviously, they're declining. And so if you compare this week to last week, there are 11% less listing views on sales and 22% less views on rentals. Obviously, this is very parallel to the leads information that I'm sharing with you. Now, a key insight here is that sales seem to be fairly stable compared to rentals. Okay. Now, again, this is an insight for you for your business. Sales continue to be a little more stable than rentals at this point in time. And throughout this webinar, I will continue to share these sort of insights for you so that you can make the best decisions for your business. Now, a very important thing here that I want to share is that I'm sharing with you the listings and the listings views. And I'm not talking about traffic. I'm not talking about traffic at all. Why? Because traffic, I would argue, is not that relevant for you, because traffic can be cheated. Now, let me explain this a little further. Now, these are the Google searches. This is not our data. This is public data. These are the Google searches on two categories. One, Dubai rent, and on the left side. And as you can see, in the last 90 days, there has been a decline, similar to like what we see on our portal, right? Similar, very similar to the data that I'm sharing with you. Now, on the right side, you see the Google searches on coronavirus over time in the last 90 days. As you can see, there is a significant spike in number of coronavirus searches. And this is also expected, right? So people are searching about coronavirus as this situation goes. Now, why am I saying traffic is irrelevant? Because if your traffic is going down, one quick trick you can do is to focus on coronavirus content, right? That will make up for the losses that you make from the real estate content. Now, let's make an exercise with you, and you can do this together with us. If you're on a desktop, especially, open a Chrome window, and we're going to do an exercise with you to show you what exactly I mean. Now, let's search for something. So obviously, at Property Finder, we do not have any coronavirus content. Let's make a search, coronavirus Property Finder. All right, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, anything that you see here is from the press that has Property Finder coverage, but there's nothing on Property Finder. There's nothing on our website. Now let's make another search. Let's search for coronavirus Bayut. Now this is very interesting. Okay, and precisely like I said, if you want to compensate for the traffic that you have, the traffic declines that you have on the real estate, one strategy that you can follow is to focus on traffic from coronavirus. And let's click on the first link. And as you can see, this content has nothing to do with real estate. Okay, it doesn't provide leads to you. It doesn't result in business for you. Okay. So let's go back. Let's try another one. You can say, hey, maybe this is just that. But let's try another content like this. So like something random, like shawarma Bayut. Okay, and the first one is an ad. This is okay because probably they're bidding on their own keyword, so this is fine. But let's look at the first organic result. And as you can see, this again has nothing to do with real estate. There is very, very, very low, zero probability that this will bring business to you, that this will result in leads for you. Now, for sure, all of these, and we can go back to the slides. I hope you did the exercise with you so that you don't think that we're sharing anything that is not accurate. Now, of course, this will result in traffic increase, right? But then will it bring you fighting with market challenges on a daily basis, fighting with your the salaries that you pay, the quality leads that you're looking for? Definitely not. And obviously, every company might want to publish content on whichever area they want. What is not okay is to do this and say that traffic was not impacted. The really important metric is the relevant traffic, which has been the data that I'm showing you today. Now, and then I'll make you one promise. Okay, I promise that we will be honest with whatever information we have with you. If you have to stop operations in countries, we will. If you have to ask our teams to take reduced salaries, we will. What we won't do is to try to trick you. We really, truly aim to be your best partners during this situation and also in the years to come. Now, so after this part, I also want to show you some information, some interesting insights that you might want to have as you're managing your business. Okay. Now let's go to the next slide, because I have two pieces of key information that I want to share with you. The number one insight, and again, this is something that our data scientists have found, who are working day and night to give you the best insights. Now, we have seen an increase, a very significant increase in percentage of searches for 12 checks among check searches. So more customers search for checks, and they're searching for 12 checks in particular. So the action that you can take is you can ask your landlords to consider 12 checks for rentals, obviously. And if they do, then highlight this in the listing description. I repeat, if a landlord allows for 12 checks or even 6 checks at this point in time, this is a big asset for you. You must highlight it in the description, and this will be guaranteed to give you more leads per listing if you can have more checks per rental. Now let's go to the next one, another insight that you can take action. Now, these are the, as you know, we have the call tracking technology that we make available for you. And the chart that you see here are the call answering rates over the past couple of weeks. And as I have shown you previously, the number of leads are decreasing, right? There is, and I made you my promise. We're not going to lie to you. If the leads are decreasing, we're going to tell you that they're decreasing. But the interesting insight here is that even though you're receiving less calls, the answer rates are very similar to where they were before. So this is another insight for you. You want more business, you can increase your answer rates. You must have capacity now. Why? Because they're less leads. And let's go to the next one, please. So what have I highlighted this week? Now, there are 5 key insights for you that I want all of you to remember. 1, sales are less affected than rentals at this point in time from a leads point of view. And number of mortgage registrations, they're up by 38% compared to last year. This is a good signal for the coming weeks to come. It's impossible to forecast the future, but this is very, very strong data. Now, in rentals, the least affected category is the high price category. So if you are focusing on rentals, and if you have such properties, you might want to focus even more on them. Third, traffic is not the most important metric for you. Traffic, I would argue, is less relevant than anything that I shared with you. If anyone is talking to you about the traffic, how stable the traffic has been, you now know that it can be cheated. And you also now know that I promised to you that we will be honest with you, even if it means bad news, even if it means a lot of sacrifices from our side to make sure that your business continues to thrive, continues to operate during this very, very difficult time for you. Now, the fourth insight is in rentals, payment terms are significantly more important now. This is the 12 checks data that I shared with you. So this is going to increase your conversion rates for sure. Now, and then last, as I shared with you, answering rates are very similar to before the situation, and increasing that will be more business for you for sure. Whatever the business levels you are, increase your pick up the phone more often, and you are going to have more business than before. Now, what we did besides analysis is also to launch new products. So my teams have worked day and night, literally day and night, between last week and this week, so that we can support you with technology as well, not only with insights. You might have seen this already in social media. We have had communication around this. We launched #HouseHuntFromHome, and we also launched digital products to facilitate the house hunting journey. Now, we think that technology can be a great enabler for you, and like on the business side, we want to be your best partners on the technology side as well. So we launched these products very fast, and I'll walk you quickly through over them, what they are, so that we can help you with your business. So we have new virtual house tours available both online and also on your social media accounts. Now, this gives you the opportunity to perform viewings without leaving your home. And it's also a safe and legal environment, obviously. And it's super easy to use. So you record a viewing with your phone or submit an existing one. And you follow a set of guidelines that we have defined to make your viewing more attractive. You send us your content and listing ID to viewings at propertyfinder.ae, and that's it. We had our very first one this week. And don't worry if you couldn't, if I spoke a little too fast. You will receive the details about these new products in your monthly newsletter, also coming out today to you. Now, my teams are also tirelessly working on other amazing technology updates for you, and we will share them with you every week. Again, technology will be a key asset for you during this time, and we aim to be your best partner in technology as well.